My name is Jose, and I am one of your HIV Stops With Me spokesmodels for 2024. And I am coming here back with you guys to share the question of the month for August. I first want to say I hope that this month has been going well for you thus far, and I hope July was good to you also. So, the question of the month for August goes as this. And heads up, guys, it's actually, this one has so much. It's like jam-packed, so it's literally a 3-part question. So I'm gonna do my best for y'all, and I'm gonna try to be as honest as I can be. So, was there a specific trauma that led to your HIV diagnosis? Or did your HIV diagnosis lead to a specific trauma? Have you been able to move forward from it? If so, how? So I'm gonna go back to the first part and I'm gonna break it down. So, was there a specific trauma that led to my HIV diagnosis? Honestly, it was layers. Initially, I wanted to mention, if you have already gone to the website hivstopswithme.org, you'll see that there's a bio for each spokesmodel. So in my bio, I spoke about how when I was brought up, I am the oldest of a Latino, Mexican, El Salvadorian, American mix brought up. And so I was living at the time in California, born and raised in California. And so my mom did the best that she could, being a single mother and not having a father, honestly, in the picture for 14 years of my life, because later on I did get to meet my father, and today we have a better relationship. It's not ideal because nothing can be perfect, but it is better than it ever was in the beginning. And I definitely have forgiven a lot of the things, but to circle back about a specific trauma, honestly, the absence of a parent and the fullness of what a parent can actually do, it didn't translate in the beginning for me as a child. I didn't know that they were doing the best they could, but for me, it wasn't enough. And that took me to a lot of bitter ends, and for me to have to literally seek for that validation and that comfort and the solace, that you definitely need when you are growing up. So now all that sounds really nice, right? And look fancy, but truthfully, like, to just break it down in basics, I definitely was out there underage, and I was looking for comfort through men of any age, and that also involved having to accept money at times when I was going through some rough stuff in the household, and I felt that it was my due diligence for me to have to ask for money in those kinds of ways, or do what I had to do to get that money. But in reality, it's just because I came from a household that had poverty, and I felt like that was my best way of getting what I needed at an early age. So to now go into the second part of this question is, did your HIV diagnosis lead to a specific trauma? So I, being diagnosed at the age of 15, seroconverting, and what seroconverting means is that I was told that I had to take more than one test in order for them to get a accurate 100% answer, because I did get all of the, I was symptomatic in the beginning, and what that looked like for me was the night sweats, and I don't really have to go into too much detail, but I definitely was symptomatic in the beginning, and following by the doctor's orders, I went and I took another following test, and it was a very scary time for me. But definitely, I am being as transparent as I can be about it, because if anyone is currently going through something like this, no matter what age, for me, it could have been in my teens, but for some adults or even women even people of color, Caucasian, Asian, whatever, transgender, non-conforming, non-binary. Like, honestly, it doesn't matter where you come from and how you look. You know, it'll get you if you definitely are not taking the steps and the proper measures to know your status, to protect yourself, first and foremost yourself, and protect others around you. Because it is your responsibility to take care of you. And at the time, I did not know that. And you know, you can't rely on someone else to take care of you. So Jose in the past did not know that, but today I do what I do today to share my story so that maybe someone can learn from the experience of someone like me or any of the other spokesmodels on this campaign. So to follow and close this question of the month, the last one says, have you been able to move forward from it? If so, how? By me being a part of this campaign, I feel like I have moved forward as much as I can be for today. I am not where I used to be. That's for sure right there. There was a time, and I have to admit that I was frightened at the thought of me even sharing my diagnosis to someone who doesn't even know the pain or the measures that I had to go in life, you know, and I felt like that was my way of protecting myself. And now that I come to find out and I learn is that it's a very selfish and irresponsible thing to do, to not share my diagnosis to those who I want to have a relationship with or even just have an encounter with. It is at least my responsibility to share that and allow a person to have a consent to making the next move, and if they choose to have another move with me. So I'm definitely not where I used to be, but I am not, I'm not yet like ready to say that I'm exactly where I want to be. You know, I'm still learning, and from moving forward, I've been able to just keep accepting the fact that I live with a virus that if not taken serious, and if not taking care of myself and those around me and just following the doctor's orders, going to appointments, I will be that number of people that can deteriorate and eventually die. Because HIV is not what it used to be, and if you just continue taking your medication, remain undetectable. Undetectable means that it can not be transmitted, and you can live a long and pretty much a healthy life. I have already broken my milestone. Like, I literally thought, Jose thought that he was gonna die in 10 years, like it was 15 to 25. Like, imagine, I'm now 31 years old, and I thought I wasn't gonna make it past 10 years of having this virus. And so, and that's a trauma in itself, if you understand what I'm saying. So for you who is newly diagnosed, or you're just seeking for more information on how to deal with this, maybe for someone else that you just care about, there's so many resources in our website, hivstopswithme.org, or you can always just go to your local public health and just gather some information, pass it on to someone else, or just share this video. And we do have all the other spokesmodels. If nothing that I said clicks with you, and for whatever reason it just didn't translate, I please welcome you to go to all the other spokesmodels. They're also very, very informing. And yeah, so that's all I have to say. Trauma is real, mental health is real. Please feel free to go ahead and share this, and I will be back next month with the next question of the month. All right, guys, take care, be safe, bye.